Look, we're making the new counterculture whether they want it or not. So who's going to run the non-woke answer to Newsarama or the non-autistic IGN?
Ladies and gentlemen, you know him. He's the man, the myth, the legend. It's Richard.
Look at me. We're gonna be okay. You can rest now.
Our new co-host that will be taking Richard's spot on the show is Mr. Emily Music. My next co-host, the man who will absolutely make you change. And by making you change, what I mean by that is he is going to help you change from having that story in your head to putting it on paper and putting it into people's hands. And this is the man, the myth, the legend, Daniel P. Riley of whimsyland.org.
Alcohol. A good Christian boy.
#1 Iron Age Booty Daddy.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Royce. Welcome back to A Drink with Crazy. I am buying him goat. I love goat. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Why didn't it change? What the fuck is happening right now? Wait. Oh my god! StreamYard did not work. Hi, everybody!
Not sure what Justin was doing when it
I was trying to make weird faces. It stalled out. I was like, I had to
StreamYard, I clicked the button 3 times.
It's a little game, my friend.
Nah, bro. So, hi everyone. Yeah, we have a guest, but they were invited on another show because they're very popular right now. So we're trying to ask the cool kids to come and sit at our table, but they have to sit at the cool kids table first. They'll be here in a minute, guys. Hey, welcome back to Iron Age Nights, everybody, the fantastic show where we bring you independent creators every single week. We are attempting to get back on. That's disturbing. Prop master Justin over here. I'm not used to calling you that. That's just it's weird for me. It's so hey everybody. So we have joining us here in just a few Vaughn Coleman, who is doing Phenomenova, which actually won Comic Shop Wednesday this last week. Like all of us freaking loved it. It was a unanimous vote from the panel. The chat, as the chat does, they always vote early. So they vote, and there were like people that were like, no, we want to change our vote. And it's like, well, then don't vote early. Like, wait until you see all that. They don't care. Chat just votes. But no, very excited for the conversation tonight. And do me a favor, everybody, a couple of favors. One, share this stream out over on Twitter or Facebook or wherever social media is, or in different Discords, and let everybody know that we are here. We are shouting out some independent creators, and we are live right now, and we're here to hang out. The other thing that I would absolutely love you to do is you guys should go and you should click the link for my link tree. Open the thing, and then you guys should absolutely go over to my Teespring store, and you guys should pick up the I Support Indie Creators t-shirt. I freaking love this shirt. I'm going to start thinking about doing different styles of shirts coming out, maybe with some snarky catchphrases.
Turtleneck.
No.
Turtleneck.
I would wear those in the wintertime though. Because
Turtleneck that has those hands with the thumb and sticks out of the hole.
No.
For men.
No.
We still need to finalize Fat Bitches Don't Fly.
Oh my God.
I forgot about that concept.
Dude, why did we not do that yet? We need Fat Bitches Don't Fly
The
t-shirts.
barbecue got in the way.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Okay. Fuck, we need somebody to come up with some art for us, just black and white art, and we just be like, I just want to see this just gargantuan woman flying and her feet just tearing up the sidewalk under her as she's flying.
You remember the old Disney Fantasia, the ballet scene with the hippos? Yeah. That's what I was trying to do. I was trying to create, but I have no artistic skills whatsoever.
Oh, dude!
Great soundtrack.
Overweight woman in the ballet hippo pose with the arms out, and then
Oh God! Oh, that'd be a great shirt, man. We need that shirt.
We'll get it done.
We'll get it done. We got to get that. Should be the next shirt that we do. It'd be like the first joint IAK shirt together. It'd be so freaking great.
That's how we're launching. How do we really cement this as an intellectual property?
Yeah.
I need a light bulb prop. That's what I need.
That's not how gravity works. That's what we should. Fat bitches don't fly. That's not how gravity works. There it is. That's the
Good
shirt.
subtitle.
Hi, everybody. What's going on? Oh, man. I am wicked tired today. Vaughn will be here in a minute. Again, he's sitting over at the cool kids table right now. But he will be here in a minute. Hopefully. Maybe he won't. Or we're just going to BS with you guys, and I'll have to change the thumbnail tomorrow because that happens sometimes.
It's true.
Oh, good Lord. Last week was a fun week. We talked with everybody about the barbecue. That was really fun. There's a very, 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 very strong chance I actually build another barbecue because I'm already sourcing parts from work.
Really?
Yeah. Well, other things kind of came up. I was kind of talking with some other people, and I kind of offered hey, but again, if it's a large gathering, I realize I don't have the cooking space for that. So funny story. I talked with one of my guys at work, and I was like, hey, keep your eyes out. If you see a 250 gallon, propane tank come in, let me know. One got dropped off at my fucking work today. I was like, no shit. I just had the conversation 2 hours before that happened. So
could I take a burn barrel and just put pine tree limbs in there, and then put a grate on top? Maybe chicken nuggets on there, some Dino Nuggies.
So one, yes, you can. You can do it with a burn barrel. No, you can't do it with pine wood.
What about an ivy of some sort?
No, no soft, nothing soft.
Three leaves, three shiny leaves.
What do you have growing around you? You do it with charcoal. Actually, you can make some killer barbecue pits with charcoal. Not even joking. Hey, we should say hello to the chat. By the way, we are also live on Rumble, and I will let everybody know if you guys are the type to send in super chats. The two best ways to do that are go over to rumble.com, find this stream. You can send in a super chat over there, or you can click that link, take you to the link tree, and you can send in a direct donation through PayPal if you are more along the lines to do that. But let's say hello to all of the chats over on Rumble. We got Mike Has Bad Knees. Oh my gosh, I've not seen you on Rumble before. That's awesome, dude. We got Garham over there and Little Andean over on YouTube. We got Animation Overload. What's going on? We got Redoubt Productions. We got Bat Sauce. Daniel P. Riley. He's on the stream. He's there. Tim Allen. What's going on, man? We've got Evely Music as well. Hero Darky Dark in the house. Probably my favorite freaking book that I've read in a while. Seriously. I fucking love Relentlessly Bullied Hero. I need him to get stupid popular and make an anime. Or somebody just hey, we're gonna make an anime off of your stuff. It'd be great. Brian McCoppin, what's going on? We got Maji Chan as well. It is good to see everybody in the chat. Scrolling. Oh, good Lord. I'm still scrolling. Bill Armstrong, what's going on? It's good to see you. Hernandez, what is up? Where's the Caucasian guest at? Drink with Crazy. He'll be here in a minute. He's sitting at the cool kids table. I told you, you're late, so you didn't hear that, but it's okay. It's okay. We call this fashionably late. My dad always just called it lazy, but whatever.
Actually, he just wrote to me, so he's having technical difficulties. We need that little that freeze frame with like the old TV screen. It's
Right.
like, and it has the elevator.
I have it. So
that way people are like, I want to be mad, but this is catchy and nostalgic. Weird, roundabout Fallout sort of way.
Oh God. It has been an insanely busy week.
Yeah.
Between like the house projects, I wanted to get my Code Geass like review out yesterday. That's not going to happen until Tuesday because there is no point in me posting a video over the weekend.
What does Geass mean?
I don't know.
It sounds like different words that made me laugh.
I don't know. They came up with a word for it. I'm going to be talking about it. That's going to be Tuesday's video.
It's spelled wrong, but if memory serves, it's supposed to be one S. It's spelled wrong in the anime title, and the term is for a command that cannot be ignored.
Okay, but that's literally not how the fucking thing works, especially if you watch the show, because other people... Never mind.
Yes.
I'll go over it in the show, because I don't want to give away too many of my thoughts. But Code Geass is, in fact, a show that I am talking about. And then this weekend, as I'm working on stuff, I'm going to be starting, like, Death Note. So we're gonna go into some Death Note and do a review on that one. And then...
one of my favorites.
And then, yeah, I might do some other videos over the weekend. I don't know. It depends on how busy I get. But, yeah, so I wanted 2 videos out this week. And when I stop having house projects, I'll actually be able to do it. Hey, Daniel, how have you been?
Super busy. And that is why I must apologize on air to Bat Sauce for not providing you with the new intro to run today. I forgot to send it over.
Wait, was there a new intro today?
Yes, there is a new intro provided by Bat Sauce.
I had no idea. Can you send it now?
We'll get to it.
We'll get to it. Just watch you.
I'm sure
I've been working on a ton of projects, one of which just went live today. Wasn't able to hop on to that stream because I was getting stuff done so that I could be here. And so I recorded a video earlier when I had a few moments just to say hi to their crew for Nick Gibson, the Phoenix Press, his fantasy-fi novel Lost Kingdom. I've been working on that with him for a couple of months. It just launched on Kickstarter.
Oh, that's cool.
And yeah, it's pretty cool stuff. And then I picked a fight with the guy who helped create Safe Space and Snowflake.
Oh no. Bats was just talking about that the other day.
Yeah.
How did that fight go?
Oh man.
Did he
it's still ongoing. We've fired salvos at each other.
God.
It was a bit silly. I don't necessarily disagree with the guy, but he took what I said in a totally different manner than its intention. So I figured I might as well shoot back.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
I want to highlight this one. Tim Allen here. He's trying to get into the Devil May Cry anime. It's not.
I didn't like it.
It's not. It's if you're a fan of the show, it is something fun to watch. It's not necessarily something fun to get invested in. It's part of the Devil May Cry world, unless you're like a big Devil May Cry fan, like I am. And that's like, if you are a big enough Devil May Cry fan to realize that Devil May Cry 5 absolutely fucking torched the franchise, then you will. Yeah, I do not like Devil May Cry 5.
I thought it was fine. I thought the game before it torched it, but go on.
No, DMC was not a part of the main franchise.
It had the name.
No, it did not. It had DMC, and that was a whole. Trust me, I have a whole video that I'm gonna do. I'm just waiting for the net. Once it's like, oh guys, this date we're gonna have the Netflix adaptation come now, and like on that week, I'm dropping my fucking Devil May Cry video because I think the guy in charge of Devil May Cry has been actively trying to destroy the character of Dante since he took over in Devil May Cry 2. And since Devil May Cry 2, we have only, I shit you not, we have only had one Devil May Cry game where Dante was actually Dante and the main character of the game, and that was Devil May Cry 3.
Okay, you have my attention. You have my attention.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah. Not only that, he's also been quoted in articles and magazines and a bunch of stuff saying he doesn't even know how to write the character. He has no idea what to do. Hey, everybody, we've got a guest.
What's going
Vaughn
on, guys?
Coleman, what's going on?
There he
How
is.
you guys doing? I'm sorry about that. There was
Don't worry about it.
I had my camera set up. It was nice. It was working all day, and then they decided that right now was the time that it was not going to work.
So you live my life. I love, yeah. The amount of times I've went to go live on stream and just nothing works.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went to go live on stream one day and then I was like, my computer's dead.
Dude, I restarted it twice. So I was on the Diaz Brothers show right before this. It was my whole day was planned around getting stuff done for their stream and yours. And then I'm about to get on their stream. And then it's like, no, they're live. No. And it's not working. So I have my actual good camera right here that is not functioning.
Wow.
So
nice.
Oh, so you're on the webcam.
Yeah, which
dude,
yeah.
I don't have a what camera are you running?
It's a Sony DSLR. Great camera, but it's not meant for streaming, and sometimes it shows.
I realize that a DSLR that's good for streaming I cannot afford. So I went with the best webcam that I possibly could, which was just the Logitech Brio, because after all of the research that I did, people were like, don't waste your money going on a price point higher than this. If you just want the best webcam that you can get, it's pretty much this one, because everything going higher than $150 on a webcam is stupid.
And if you drop the eye, it's called a Bro.
Oh, I didn't buy it for this. I had it and I was like, I should be using it for streaming. And I'm having my second thoughts. You know,
are you running it through a video card?
No, I plug it into my computer, and it usually works. And when it does, it's great. 90% of the time. But this thing is sometimes that 10% is important, you know, like in this case, right?
No worries, man. No worries. How have you
Not
been
wrong.
this week?
It's been good. I closed out my Kickstarter and I closed out Indiegogo, but it's in demand. So it was like, you know, did it really close? I mean, just kind of like the screen changed slightly. So,
right.
You know,
looks like you're doing well on Fund My Comic too. That's the one I've got pulled up.
Oh yeah, Fund My Comic. That was what I launched on. I decided, all right, if we're going independent, we're going independent. You know, Luke Stone is a good guy. I wouldn't have been on the front page of the other platforms, especially not Indiegogo. And there's a lot of people that, you know, for whatever reason, you'll notice when you launch a campaign that someone always has a reason not to use insert whatever platform.
Oh yeah,
and I'm like,
oh, I've seen that.
So I had people in person that were like, I want to back it on Indiegogo. And I initially wasn't even going to do Indiegogo because I just assumed all the Indiegogo people were going to go to Fund My Comic. And there was like a few stragglers. And I was like, all right, well, I'll make if the few stragglers ended up being 1,000. So yeah, that's not huge. But if it's $1,000, it's $1,000. You know what I mean? So I'll take it.
That's actually one of the biggest things too when it comes to launching on platforms. That is a really good conversation to have. However, before we get into that, Vaughn. So I was not familiar with your project of what you were doing before Evely Music was like, "Hey, dude, we got to check this guy out." I was like, "All right." And then you posted on Comic Shop Wednesday, and I was like, "Oh, that's cool." Little secret for you, when we book guests, I never fucking look into them before the show, because I have this thing. I'm like, no, I want to go in absolutely blind, and I want the person to sell me on their project like live on the stream, because I'm an idiot like that, and I think that my first reaction. However, I was like, you know what? There's so many projects, and I was like, I'm just going to pick the guy that I'm going to interview on Friday, and, you know, holy crap, that was great.
The reaction made my day. The reaction, too. I was like, oh, my God. It felt like one of those, like, MCU trailer reactions where the fans, like that's what it felt like. And I loved it because I'm like, I'll take it, you know?
Dude, it was great. So, my first question, everybody knows the first question. Hold on, wait. Hey, chat, be honest. Chat, I want you guys to type out, what is my first question? I'm going to leave it up to them. They're probably not going to type it, but I'm going to trust the chat to ask my famous first question. Famous, it's just the one that that I say all the times. And there's also like a 20-second delay, so it's gonna be a minute here. Where's Campbell at? No, that's not it, Justin, at all. No, are you guys not gonna? Y'all voted for the British weeb wannabe? What the?
I got one.
My I don't trust. This is why I don't trust my chat. All right, so my famous first question is, Vaughn, you've got Phenomenova going. Oh, fuck you, Daniel.
The White Claw.
That's a good line, man.
Oh man, I was yeah, no, wow. I wanted to see what the chat said. I thought somebody, Little Andy, and why are you gay? Over on Rumble.
So no one's gonna answer.
No, nobody's gonna ask it. So I guess I have to do it. Thanks, chat. You're awesome. Anyway, Vaughn,
do your job.
Where does this whole thing start with you, man? Where does because I saw it. I mean, you got filmmaking, you've got some filmmaking behind you, you've got a whole bunch of other stuff behind you. It looks like you come across to me just with the brief research that I did, which I usually don't do. You're just kind of a creative through and through.
Oh yeah.
Where does that start with you? Like, how old are you when you're just like, I'm gonna create stuff?
I don't remember a time when I didn't. I remember, way back, let's say like even preschool, I was always, of course, on the playground playing Power Rangers or whatever. I still remember discovering Star Wars, and I was all into that. And I think it kind of graduated from I would love to play as these characters, and then it was kind of like, well, what if I created stories where I could be these characters? And that was my little cheat. Oh, okay, I can't be a Power Ranger in real life. Well, what if I make a movie where I star as the Power Ranger? Boom. And, that's kind of where it came from. I liked acting. I liked movies. And I remember it would evolve from there. And then at one point I was at my school library, and I remember finding this book on Steven Spielberg, and I was blown away. I was like, oh, my God, this one guy did like all these movies I love. Like he did Jurassic Park. He did Jaws. He did Indiana Jones. I was like, this is amazing. Like, so it kind of almost introduced me to the idea of like an individual creative. And I would keep going. I was also big into superheroes when I was little, but I didn't get into the comics because, before my generation, they had decided that, hey, let's not put comics in accessible places for children. Let's make it hard for them to get, because that's a smart marketing tool, I guess. So,
yeah.
Let's not make it at the grocery store with my mom. That's a great marketing strategy.
Yeah, like grocery stores.
Yeah, we'll
gas
just
stations,
whistle past that graveyard. Thanks.
Because kids will just walk into a comic store that they totally know exists.
Because that's where. Well, dude. Funny enough, it's like my kids don't buy American comics. You know what they do buy?
Manga, of course.
Yeah. Do you know why? Do you know why?
I can think like of 20 reasons why.
Oh, okay.
Tell me yours.
Well, I live in a small town, and it's 30 minutes to Walmart. So when they go to Walmart and mom says, hey, pick something out of the book aisle, guess what they pick out? Manga. Because manga's in Walmart.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
And listen, I'd love to.
Apparently so am I in some Walmarts.
That's awesome.
No way,
awesome.
really?
Wait, what?
Yeah,
that happened,
dude.
Yeah, I just found that out a couple of days ago.
Not to interrupt, but that is very cool.
Wait, we need to find out where these Walmarts are and shout them out.
Yeah, well, they're all in states that I can't reach without at least a day's travel.
We need a helicopter.
Yeah. Private jet, but I can't afford it yet.
And I remember when I was in the idea for what would become Phenomenova, there were name changes and story changes, but core idea kind of remained the same. Was in second grade. And it starts from like, okay, I would always be coming up with ideas. And I had some good ones that obviously have needed revisions and I love to revisit, but I'm always coming up with new story ideas. But this one, it was Lightning Lad, which I thought was an original name at the time, of course.
Super
devastated
original.
When I found out it wasn't.
I'd back that.
I remember for some reason, and I think it's dumb now, I remember tweeting about it and everyone was making fun of me for it. But I was like, when I was a kid, I don't know why it bothered me on Justice League that Flash had a lightning bolt symbol, but he didn't have lightning powers. And I was like, it makes perfect sense. Like he's lightning fast. He doesn't, but like as a little kid, like it really bothered me. So I'm like, I'm going to create a character with lightning powers and super speed, and I'm going to play him in the movie. And that was my idea. And then it evolved, and I kept coming with more superheroes and villains and all that. And Eventually I kept getting more into superheroes, and eventually that led me to watching, Batman, the animated series and all. And finally, it wasn't until I was in 6th grade, I was like, Batman, the animated series reruns were going on TV.
Okay, wait. When you're in 6th grade, what year is it?
I'll tell you. Arkham City had just come out.
Oh, no!
Hell yeah, dude.
Oh!
You got the Johnny Lawrence special over there.
Oh, he just hit us with that old card.
2011.
Dude, that game was incredible.
It's nothing new to me.
My wife was pregnant.
Oh my God! That's 13 years ago. Holy crap!
I know. My first kid was on the way.
That's nuts. So yeah, that's what. So then it was like Arkham City had finished. They had been going through Batman the Animated Series, and that Christmas I got all the DVD cases of Batman the Animated Series, and I said, you know what? I keep hearing about the comics, and I always had respect for and knowledge of the comics, and would always be like, well, this is what it originally is. But I would like Google stuff, and I go, all right, what are the best Batman comics? And so for Christmas get Batman Hush.
Okay.
Was my first comic.
Wow.
That was the first comic I had
to start on.
So I read that, spoiled by Jim Lee artwork right out the gate. And I'm like, I want more. So I basically would look up best Batman stories. Okay, Long Halloween, Batman Year One. And it was a lot of Batman. And, I dipped in and out of comics for a bit. And it wasn't really until I was actually in college at film school. For some reason, I had a sudden urge to like read X-Men. And so I was like, asked some people, like, what's the best place to start? And I was told Giant Size X-Men #1 is the best place to start, and then read Claremont's run. So I started reading that. And it kind of reawakened that superhero story in me. And I loved that you could just in the comics, you just go to idea to idea to idea to idea. And keep it going. It made me like, I love the long form storytelling, and I was always coming up with these big budget screenplay ideas. And then the cold reality is, okay, that's going to cost millions of dollars. You're going to have to go through a studio system. And I was seeing this rise in independent comics, and I was like, oh my God, I could bring this to life. And over time, as I was translating what was a screenplay version of it, what was going to be a first episode, to a comic, I kind of realized that there's some things you can't do in films that you can do in comics, and there's some things in comics you can't do in film. And that made me actually love both mediums more, because the inherent difference is it means there's some strengths and some.
I wish Hollywood would learn what you learned years ago.
It's not hard. Just read comics. It's really easy.
They don't
like a lot.
care.
No, pish posh. It's no.
You know what I hate? I hate the argument that it's like, well, if you just want the same story again, there's inherently differences. Like, okay, yes, the characters have envision motion in the comics, but they're still. Literally just seeing them in motion and hearing their voices is enough for me to want to see it. You don't have to change it.
And you're reaching an entire different audience. Like, there's a whole group of people that love this thing in the format it's in. So it's just that thing happen over here, and a whole other group of people be like, oh, I understand why you guys love it now, because it's.
I love that argument where they're like, well, then you wouldn't be surprised by anything. When someone who doesn't read the comics says that to me, I go, oh, were you surprised when Thanos snapped everyone away in Infinity War? He goes, yeah. I go, well, that happened in the comics. So I'm like, so you would be surprised by the comics, by stuff that happens in the comics you didn't read? You didn't read the comics anyway. What do you mean? Like,
well, that's Japan's whole model. Is we're gonna put out.
What do they know about success in comics?
Yeah, I know, right? That's their whole model, though. It's like we're going to copy almost exactly what the comic, the manga was, and put it to screen. And for some reason, who knows what this mythical, magical reason is? But people watch the thing on show, go, that's really cool. I don't want to wait till the next season. I want to catch up on this, and then they go buy the book. I don't know how that works, but here in the West, they're like, we're going to tell a totally different story. It's going to have nothing to do with the name that we're using. Yeah. It's going to be a thing. And then it never translates. And they're like, well, why is Western comics dying?
Well, the comics right now aren't good either. You know, I remember. Here's the thing. I think it was around the same time in college, House and Powers of X was coming out, and I was hearing across the board people were like, "Dude, you need to check this. This is amazing. They're revitalizing the X-Men. This is amazing." And I remember. Here's the thing. Reading it side by side with this, right? Here's one of the things I noticed. I was reading it and I was like, why? Like, okay, so I really liked it because I was like, oh my God, this is crazy. The X-Men are doing nuts stuff. I can't wait for the reveal. They're definitely mind controlled. There's something going on. And then it kind of kept going. I was like, are they not mind controlled? They're really doing this? They're really acting this out of character. I thought this isn't a bit, like, because I thought it was brilliant, because I thought there was going to be some great reveal that they were mind controlled, because I was like, there's no, like, it didn't even register as a possibility that they would act this out of character. Like, I had heard all these things about how modern comics are like, but I was like, well, it can't be like that widespread that they would do that to the X-Men whose main thing was coexistence with human and mutants, and now they're like on an island. And they're like, let's put Mr. Sinister on our circle of trust and Apocalypse. By the way, those are names they chose for themselves. It's not like he had an unfortunate birth name. Oh, man, it sounds bad. It sounds bad, but I'm really good. No, they chose, I'm going to call myself. And he has been, Apocalypse for hundreds, thousands of years? He could have changed his name. But, I'm supposed to believe, he changed his mind. He changed. That's another thing. Can we stop with the stupid redemption arcs for every villain?
No.
We're not going to have any villains
they
left.
won't.
No, why would you want that? Why would you?
Also, is everyone even, are heroes even real? Is this modern mentality? And, as I was going back to this idea, there was one of the drafts I wrote where it was kind of from an angry place. And I would go back and I'm like, I kept rewriting this story over and over again and improving on it every time. And I was like, well, like, why do I love superheroes so much? What do they mean so much to me? And I was like, well, let's go back to what they're about. They're about, the best of humanity. They're about aspiring for something greater for yourself. They're uplifting. They're supposed to give you hope, right? It sounds corny, but like, honestly, I even remember like thinking like standing up to bullies and stuff, like what would Batman do? And like, it sounds corny, but it's like they make people's lives better, And I was like, let's put that back out there.
They're broody and they deal with interpersonal drama, and then they have sex
and all their relationships fall to shit.
And then, it's I don't know what you're talking about. That's not what heroes are about at all. And no,
no escapism.
It's like
no uplifting.
I wonder why Japan's doing really well with superhero shit lately. Like, no, and I bring that up because apparently I'm turning into a weeb in my 30s because my kids are old enough now to start watching stuff, and I'm watching all this stuff that Japan has been putting out, and they have just not given up on the superhero story. You're just going to do the good thing because that's what you got to do, and you're going to tell people who struggle with maybe doing the good thing or whatever. You're like, no, you do the good thing, and the reason you do the good thing is because that's just what you need to do, and you inspire the other characters around you. And I have really been loving that when it comes to, because I'm not getting it in Western media right now. Like, it's just not a thing. And so I've kind of all but abandoned like the Western media with the exception of the indie guys. Yeah, because I'm not getting that anywhere else. Where you
find the good stuff.
Well, because you get people that are like, hey, just weird thought. What if a hero acts like a hero?
That's what I did.
Impossible. Can't be done. Can't be done.
It's not done. It's can't
be done.
No, it can't be done. So, dude,
too late.
What's interesting to hear too is because you're definitely you're my nephew's generation. You and my nephew are probably very, very close together in age, and it's interesting to see that the universal perspective is heroes need to be heroes. Stop making them not heroes. And it's interesting to see you get fired up about that because House and Powers of X was I was watching channels cover the weekly releases when that was coming out because I had kids and I didn't have money to buy fucking comics. We barely had enough money to buy food, but I could watch YouTube. And and I was like, wow, when did the X-Men become supremacists?
Yeah.
Like that was bad, dude.
When morons took over
I didn't
the story.
and then people were like, "Oh, it gets really good in issue whatever." Like, okay, they also revealed that like the Jean Grey, Cyclops, and Wolverine were a throuple. And I was like, "What?"
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I was like, "This is." And then Kitty, you know what was one of the other things that drove me over the edge?
Polyamory is a good thing.
Kitty Pryde. I was reading her first appearances around that time, right? Kitty Pryde. I'm like, why is she acting more mature as a 13-year-old than she is in like her late 20s in the current run? What is going? Why did she? And the thing is, it wasn't like when she would do something dumb, they'd be like, she's a dumb kid, you know, whatever. She can be immature. When she does something dumb, they're like, girl boss, yes, get drunk, go treat people like crap, go hook up with that random guy at the bar. And I'm like, no, what do you go get tattoos and get like in the first issue of Marauders? She goes, gets drunk, gets tattoos, hooks up with the guy, like kneecaps this one guy, like does all these bad decisions.
Who was writing it. That's what the girls thought that an empowered woman was, and those are the people who were writing it.
And I'm like, this is not. I need, and I got, you know, far be it from me to change, you know, everything, but I could at least make an alternative, right? I could at least do something that's true to me and true to what I want to see in the genre. You know, my character is a teenage superhero. He's by no means perfect, but I decided at one point, one of my friends had given me ideas like, well, what are you doing different with your superhero world? And I'm like, what do you mean? He goes, well, like, I'm like, it's just our world with be a superhero. It's like, try to do something different. And I thought about it, and I wanted to make it a world set 20 years after World War III, where there's almost like a Justice League style team that fought, and now this is the next generation. And that way he has shining ideals to live up to, because I felt that was important. It's the idea of legacy, of carrying the torch. So, you know, that was something.
And we commented on that on Wednesday. Mm-hmm. And what strikes me about that is a story that's absolutely been told before and can be told again because it's a good fucking story.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's another art line I heard a lot. Was a lot of people were telling me, "Oh, you're a teenager who has an origin story. This has been done a million times before." I'm like, "Yeah, but not by me." I know that sounds weird, but it's true. You know, how many people have said, I want to do my version of X, but the thing is, when it channels through you, it becomes something different, right? Mm-hmm. And people would tell me, well, you should make it edgier. You should do this. You should do this. And the more I would have strong reactions to that, the more I'd say, well, then what do I want? And I double down on that. And yeah, I think there's a different ways you could do everything. You just got to make it true to you and make it good. Also have other people read your script. People, not just your friends.
Oh,
like people,
you just triggered Daniel's happy place. Daniel up here reads many a script. That's his whole business. Is he's writing and coaching and editing for other people. Ooh. So yeah, that's his
always. Yep. Not just books, comic books, and graphic novels as well.
So yeah, dude, that's. Can we? So first of all, you had such a baller trailer. Can I play the trailer?
Yeah, of course.
Dude, I voted for you the other night because I was like, man, I'm tired. My brain doesn't want to think. I just want an easy thing to vote on. And so I voted for it. I'm very glad I did. Very glad I did. This is epic.
When the whole world was dragged into World War III, brave men like my father fought on the front lines. And they weren't alone. That was 20 years ago. Now it's up to us to carry on their legacy. And every so often, the earth from which we come gives way for something new. Something greater to be born, and with them, even greater threats to face. Bring it on!
Phenomenova. For you, Dad. For you.
That last line always hits so hard. You did a great job.
Dude, that was a great job.
Fantastic.
Like,
I think he's frozen.
Uh-oh. Oh, no. Oh, no.
Oh, I thought he was just really like...
No, just super intense.
Really focused?
Like,
yeah.
Statuesque.
Like, you can blink. You can...
Uh-oh. Vaughn, if you can hear us, you can leave and come
Oh,
back
man, there he goes.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah. Actually, my computer's having a rough time right now, too, which is very weird. Dang it,
just got
inflation.
that thing
Right?
back.
Dude, like, so it's again, loving everything I'm hearing so far, because it really does get to the meat of why so many people have decided to create their own things. This is because where are heroes anymore? Why?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
You know, it really is why, again, outside of indie stuff that I can back, like, I've given up on mainstream Western media. I am into all of the freaking anime, because at this point, Deku and Asta and fucking dude from Demon Slayer, I always forget his name. Who's the dude from Demon Slayer?
So do I.
What is his name?
Adam. Billy.
It's none of those things.
Tanjiro.
So close.
Tanjiro Komeda. But no, all those guys, they're just heroes, and they just do the right thing because that's what you do. And they're all different, but yeah, it is so absolutely insane that for some reason we have a generation of mainstream writers who have absolutely abandoned the idea. So why is this? Do you think... I have a theory that our generation was, I guess, like the last generation where like the guys of World War II were really being glorified. And we kind of still saw a lot of that. We also saw 9/11. I mean, I was in like third grade when... No, I wasn't third grade. It was like fourth grade when 9/11 happened.
Yeah,
and then so...
11th.
So we get introduced to heroes through the real world.
Swear to God, like mid-trailer, my universe has something on me. I don't know. My power abruptly.
Welcome to a drink with Crazy.
Like, it's like the hype part of the trailer. I'm like, yeah, and then my whole room goes black.
Oh, dang, the whole room.
And, and then I'm flicking the switch. I'm like, no. You know the Punisher meme where it's like, no, wait.
That's a positive
dude.
sign,
We had Mike Barron scheduled a few weeks back.
Oh, what happened?
His entire headset died.
Yep.
He had no microphone. His headset just gone. Nope, nothing.
And then the week before that, what happened?
Oh my God! No, I don't want to talk about that week.
Okay,
Your computer died, and then the week before
my computer
that,
died, and then your Wi-Fi router went out the same day. So I was trying to get. Oh, dude, it has been technical difficulty after technical difficulty. I think
before that I had 2 weeks of mic issues.
You're part of the
yeah,
crew
that's
now,
right.
Vaughn.
Oh yeah,
you've been initiated. You're part of the team.
Yeah,
you are.
So this was you. Why don't you cut the power there? Let's see if this kid.
It's a trial,
this
man.
kid doesn't have the endurance
hey,
to come
it's
back.
My show. It's my show. I'll run it how I want to. Okay.
yeah, it's like if we're gonna see if he wants to come back, he'll come back even with the power outage, and if not,
we were just sitting here like, just wait.
Right. He doesn't want to be here that bad. By the way, I love how you're just killing that fucking chorus, dude.
Yeah,
the Johnny Lawrence special.
Johnny Lawrence. I did. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
There you go. So,
so what did I miss?
My question. So okay, I got because I really want to ask this, and I want to get. I think all of us have probably shared our opinions on this before, but I think this is an interesting question.
You're taking a slightly different tactic with it, and I have a response when you're done.
Ooh, why do you think that modern writers have just forgotten what heroes are about? A shotgun, never really thought about this before. Shotgun theory here. My generation, like I saw 9/11, right? Mm-hmm. I saw 9/11. I knew friends and family that went overseas to go, fight against, terrorism and all that. And obviously I had older friends and family that were in Vietnam and some guys who were in Korea. Nobody in my family was in like any of the world wars, but like we actually saw heroes. We grew up with them. We knew them. My theory is that we have a generation of writers now they've never met a hero or anybody who exudes that in their life. That's my theory. What did Daniel or Vaughn, who wants to go first on this one? Why do you think?
Let the guest go first.
Vaughn, why do you think that modern writers aren't writing heroes anymore?
I think it's a matter of it's a lot of things. I think that there is some people have gotten very cynical, and I think that there's almost like the folly of the intellectual. We're intellectualizing bad ideas and saying that idealism is stupid. We're saying that everything is a problem with the system. And you have to, it's not just about there's fundamental good, like regardless of beliefs. It's that everything is evil and must be torn down. I think it's part of it. And we're more concerned with us that we're fighting enemies. And I'm sorry, that's a villain's mentality, right?
Oh, yeah.
You don't want to defeat the villain because you hate the villain. You want to defeat the villain, although you can hate the villain, that's fine. But you want to defeat the villain because you want to protect the people you love, because you want to make the world a better place. And I think we have a lot of people, like, for example, the show The Boys, those people are drawn by pure spite in their writing. You could tell they just hate whatever they're writing about. I'm sorry, that's no way to write a superhero story.
No.
Or like X-Men is like, well, this is what the world is and we have to adapt to it. And I think that fundamentally goes, the point of the superhero, in my opinion, at least a lot of them, is they're fighting an uphill battle. Batman is never going to be able to rid Gotham City of crime. It's impossible. It's laughable. But he's going to do it anyway, and he's going to die trying. That is what makes a superhero. And I feel like everyone
make a difference in small.
Yeah, and I think people have gotten this defeatist mentality, and it's almost like they're just perpetuating everyone else with it. It's like, this is what I think, and this is what reality. Like, how many times you hear, well, Superman would really be a jerk if he was okay. That's your view of reality. So you're projecting.
I don't mean to interject. I just Overly Sarcastic Productions, which, and I kind of disagree with them politically, but they did an amazing Superman breakdown. It was like a 2-hour long thing, and they basically, both of them came out and they're like, we absolutely hate like modern interpretation, like, oh, The Boys and like Homelander and all this stuff. And they're like, what if Superman was a dick? And they're like, that's not Superman.
Yeah.
That's what if a normal person in today's world had Superman's powers. You don't get Superman if your thought is, well, Superman's really not an interesting character. They're like, no, he's actually a very interesting character because he has all of the fucking power to do whatever he wants. And you know what he fucking does? He gets a cat out of a tree.
Yep.
Yeah. Daniel, what are your thoughts on the why aren't modern writers writing heroes anymore?
There's, like Vaughn said, there are a couple of different factors, but I do like what you were saying, Vaughn, about the mentality of people affecting the storytelling. Our world over the last 30 years or so has become more and more bitter as societally, and that's going to reflect in everything. It always does. When you're having a bad day, everybody's going to know about it.
Yep.
In your immediate vicinity. Now you couple that with the internet, and now the whole world's going to know about it because the whole world is at your fingertips. That's part one. Part two, this is slow degradation because the 80s and 90s period of angst and darkness in film, comics, whatever you want, in entertainment. We had the grunge era in music. We had darker films that a lot of us love. The Crow, for example, a great comic series, but the film had very little to do with the actual story that was originally told in that IP. But the film got so much attention because it spoke to so many people on a basic level. The world sucks and what if this fantastical thing could happen where you could come back and right the wrongs. So that's still heroism. We were still clinging to that.
That's the reason Fight Club got huge.
We were still clinging to the concept because we were all raised on it. We were raised on the golden age of heroism. And then it began to subvert into dark heroism, where morality could be explained away instead of cleaved
it's all
to.
Subjective, it's all matter of perspective.
Right. And in film it became even more prevalent, and as much as great as he can be as a director and Imagineer, Tarantino was a big influence on that. He twisted and flipped so many traditional concepts into subversions and became so wildly popular that many people started to try to mimic it in order to hit that level. And now we've got a deluge of inverted mirror darkly concepts, which is not new. And what I was going to say was about the Superman thing. The mirror darkly concept has been around for almost 100 years. And most famously in, older people's time like myself, Star Trek. The original Star Trek had a period where there was mechanical failure and some of the crew got transported into a parallel dimension where the entire Federation was actually a galactic empire, and they were all vicious and cruel. They were literally the opposite of what the characters were in the show. And the point of that was originally to play up the heroism. This is how bad it could have been. But what you get to watch is the great stuff. But people thought that was so cool. And when we had that flip in the 90s where subversion became such an interesting thing, everybody decided that they had to do mirror darkly of everything. And that's where you get Homelander.
Yeah.
Right. No, I think Homelander's it was fun. The series, in my opinion, also got too overtly partisan. Was my thing too.
I'm talking the comic book version because the comic book creator directly referenced when in interviews he said, yes, Homelander is supposed to be a fucked up Superman.
Right.
Well,
that was how he created the character.
The show has gone so off the mark from the book.
Yeah, that happens all the time.
It's all like a lecture. The show,
now.
Dude, I can't. I watched the first season and then I heard it got really political let's
not even just political, because the political I can handle. It was extremely partisan and again hateful. It felt like we're gonna own you, and I don't want to write for that.
Socially cruel.
Yeah, and that's and it's Justin. You want to chime in? Like, why do you think modern writers can't write heroes anymore, or at least Western ones can't? Obviously,
I think you guys said it all. I don't know what I could really add to it. I think it's just that the people that are in charge of writing these things, they think they're doing good,
and they think they've given up on humanity. I feel like too.
Yes, they're from
a lot of people have.
And to feel better about themselves, they want everyone else to as well. Let's all be together. Misery loves company.
You know what? I tell you what, they just get one more cat. Everything will be better. Just one
that
more.
Cat's gonna fill that hole in their heart real easy. Yep.
Just one more.
Oh my god!
Well, actually, one thing about your whole, I mean,
I'm gonna start calling Justin JD Evelance.
We're getting political. Great.
Yeah, right. One thing about you talking about your properties and just your background and that sort of thing. You're talking about OG heroes and what they meant to young kids and what I assume they meant to you as well. And I wrote this down word for word. You were on an interview with his name is Ken something. You know the guy I'm talking about?
Ken.
I know you've done like a million shows.
Comic Ken?
Yeah, that's it. I knew it was
you know him?
I was watching some interviews and stuff. And
Justin researches our guests before we have him on. So
Justin does the legwork.
He's probably seen you in like a bunch of different interviews.
I've done like over 30, probably like 40 at this point. So
plus you have your own channel and he's talking to everybody on the channel. It's really cool. When I first started digging into you and you're like talking to D. Snyder's kid, I was like, what the heck?
Oh yeah. I met him.
It was a great interview. Yeah. The channel is really interesting. And then of course I'm afraid to say the words here with Final Fantasy VII, but I watched the first hour of your 2 hour and
Video
54-minute break. Yeah, I'm not through it yet, but I started.
Thank
but
you.
I
I
was,
appreciate it. The
Yeah, man,
algorithm
I'm gonna get
decided
through
not
it.
to promote that video, which is really great. I only spent 2 months on it. It's okay. No,
That's
don't worry
funny.
about it.
For you,
Oh, but
dude,
promote
yeah.
like a short that I made in like 5 minutes. Thank you, algorithm.
And
Very
it's
cool.
to the moon, right?
You know?
You were on with Comic Ken, and the direct quote that you wrote, and you've already kind of referenced it a little bit here, was you said, people told you your story, make it darker, make it grittier, make it sinister, and you went, no. You said, in an age of constant cynicism and constant anger and deconstruction, you wanted to do a reconstruction and a reconstitution of everything that gave that bright-eyed kid hope when he needed it. I was like, damn. I was just like,
Yep, love that.
I gotta type it out. I rewound it. I put 0.25 speed so I could type it out.
Yeah,
just to make sure
that's a good quote. That's a good quote.
that's a good-
Very good quote.
Who did you get that from? Where did that come from?
His interview with Comic Ken.
I did. That was a Vaughn Coleman original.
Oh, there you go. That's all. No, I was.
Yeah, I have a writer who tells me what to say in interviews. I don't believe anything. I don't believe anything.
There's actually a teleprompter off screen.
That's how most of these people are. And then when they actually answer a question for real, they get roasted because you realize they're shallow and vapid. And when you
Vaughn,
answer,
when you need to call a lid, too bad.
right.
It's I need to just I guess I'll write more bank. No, I just like going off the cuff and being honest, I think that's one of the things I've really thought about it. And I think I've had people tell me that I wasn't that interested in your story until you said that. And now I'm like, I say it a lot, but and I mean it, I really do. I would write down, why do superheroes mean so much? And I would kind of double down, because what happens, people would say that, and when I'd say no, and I'd be like, why did I have such a strong reaction to that? There must be something in here. Well, then if I'm anti that, then what am I pro?
Right.
And what do I want? Why did I have such a strong reaction? And then I would double down, dig down. And I'm a big fan. I think every writer needs to do this. When you have an idea, dig down to the core of the idea. And sometimes you won't find it. You need to, and it'll come to you. Maybe not when you expect it to. Maybe you need to step away for a bit. Maybe you're in the shower. Maybe you're on the toilet. I'll be honest. I've had revelations on the shitter.
Daniel's like, that's where my best revelations come from.
Dude, the shower.
Shitter and shower, bro.
I'm telling you, man, they give you moments of peace and quiet. And in the car.
Car is mine, dude. The car, like the car is definitely mine. That's because I do a lot of driving, and there are times that I'm just like, and we're gonna turn everything off, and my process is not an internal one. I literally scream at my fucking windshield. Because that's just how I do it. And I'm like, wait, that's not, I didn't answer. No, but yeah.
Royce needs to talk.
I do that too, dude. I know what you mean. And I'm like, I hope Siri's not listening. Like, what I just
the FBI. I'm sorry. What did you say?
Right.
You want to repeat that again? Where do you want to put the bodies? No, it's a script. It's a script.
Can you repeat that for me? Why? You have it on recording. You can. I would just be like, you guys have it on recording. Just rewind the tape.
Stop pretending like you're not listening. You know what I said.
The FBI.
My investigating
agents are always concerned. No, dude, it's freaking. What a shitty revelation.
No doubt, bro.
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
Well played, Fubar.
Well played indeed.
Not wrong.
Man who goes to sleep on toilet wakes up high on pot. Is that the?
No, that stands on toilet.
Stands on toilet. Damn it. Confucius doesn't quite say.
Confucius does not quite say. I'll be right back, guys. I will be right back. Continue this lovely conversation. I will be listening.
Confucius say.
Good. Just like the FBI.
I've had 2 of these full of iced tea, so it's about time, and I'm old now, so
you should get another mason jar under the table, and then you don't want to have to make a bathroom trip. Just mute your microphone.
Fucking shit.
Your hands will just go like this.
What is that noise in the background? Oh, it's the water in the pipes, guys. It's
yeah.
It's fine.
Why is it coming out in spurts?
Oh, so many jokes I want to make right now, and I'm just like, I don't know how far I want to take this one.
Go to the bathroom, Royce.
Yeah.
You ever take a really good piss and your eye starts to twitch at the end?
No.
Wait, really good. Wait, when your eye starts to twitch? No, I can't recall. No. Are you okay?
No, probably not.
No,
It's
he's
like,
probably
I
not.
needed that to happen.
What color was the pee, dude?
I drive a lot. Generally neon green, but we're not going to talk about that. This is some radioactive. Hey, anyway, I'll be right back.
Oh,
No, I feel like Vaughn and I are kindred spirits in this.
Yeah.
Before I started making the foray into comic books, I had written a superhero novel that was literally on par with everything that you've been saying.
Oh yeah, it was what, like in terms of just the reconstruction and the optimism and the hope. Yeah, it's nice, man. It's a good.
It's amazing. It's so much fun to do,
Yeah.
and it doesn't have to be a boring story just because it's positive. You know, I've got wrote 3 characters. One is essentially your flying brick Superman style, who just wants to do the best for everyone. But there's also the darker, grittier character, and there's even a female character that struggles with concepts that we all talk about as nerds. You know, she struggles with body image. You know, why do I have to wear a skin tight outfit? I don't want to. I don't want people to see that. I don't want people to be judging me. You know, little things like that. You can weave those things into a modern narrative that doesn't have to be gritty and subversive and cruel. It can still be uplifting and inspiring.
Yeah, and what you don't have to do is you don't have to be like, and I don't think any girl should wear an outfit revealing. How about that?
Right.
You could just be like, she doesn't want to, you know, and that could be a thing, and you just make it like this is a character's perspective. But
well, it was a lot of fun to write it initially because I started her off as a villain. And she was a villain because she didn't know where she fit in anywhere, being someone with powers. So she fell in with the easiest group that was willing to take her, which socially, that's usually what happens. Bad people prey on folks who don't know who they are.
Right. Oh yeah, all the time. Look at any cult ever. That's people are like, I need a direction in life. This person,
yeah, and that's the direction they went with it. And then as soon as she got an opportunity to see what good people behaving together looked like, she realized where she wanted to be. That was her ultimate arc. It was highly social and highly internal, while still being a cool story about superpowers and, you know, kicking butt. But that's what I initially liked about Phenomenova when it started popping up in my feed all over the place because of your grind. You know, hats off to you on that.
Oh my God. I sometimes I'm like, keep scrolling. I'm like, I've tweeted like 10 times. It's okay to, you know?
Yeah. I know, because I struggle with that. I'm like, am I posting too much? I should probably dial it back. I'll delete that one. And then an hour later, I'm like, I should have fucking kept going.
But the results work. The problem is I have to do it, or I'll be like, I want to check a message on here, and then suddenly I'm scrolling through memes. I'm like, stop it! No. Next thing.
I do that too.
Next thing, I'm doom scrolling, and I'm like, I was doing that earlier today. I'm like, dude, don't I have a mountain of comics to read? Why am I looking at this?
Exactly.
What am I doing,
man? It's so addictive. It can grab you so easily.
I can.
And they know what you want, man. They know what you want.
Dude, they know too. I have thought of it. There was this one. All right, so I'll give you this. This scared the shit out of me. The other day, I was thinking. I haven't thought about this chick in years. All right, there were a few things. So there was this. I was thinking randomly. I don't even remember why. I used to watch PewDiePie, and there was this whole controversy where this one chick who was literally on his stream for 2 seconds tried to copyright strike him, right? I don't know if you guys remember this controversy.
Yeah,
I haven't thought about this chick in years. And I just thought, I wonder what that idiot's up to now. And then literally I opened Twitter, and of all people, one of her thirst traps pops on my stream. I'm like, I'm not following her. I haven't thought about her in forever. How, are they in my head? Like, what is going on? This is so weird.
Yeah, I know.
You know how you can protect yourself from that? It's called the tinfoil hat.
Wait, what was the genesis of the
Tinfoil
tinfoil
armor.
hat thing?
It blocks the FBI's mind-reading rays.
Yeah. The thicker you can wrap it around, the more protective it is. So
It's Magneto's helmet. Maybe that's just made out of tinfoil.
Yeah, let's make it fun. And spray paint it. It'll be cool. No one don't say anything.
Nah, I go with Juggernaut's helm. Just have no
I'm
neck.
cosplaying you is really a conspiracy theorist.
Oh man,
I'm deep in cosplay.
That's right. That's right.
That's the perfect excuse.
It's awesome because there's a handful of youngsters in our group, at least compared to a lot of us, and it's really cool to see you.
I'm the old one here.
Yeah, not that we're like, but we run the gamut. We got some guys that have been in the business in the industry for a long, long time. I just got a Gooding came in the mail today, and
I didn't back that one yet.
I haven't gotten mine yet.
I haven't backed it yet. I intend to, but Mike was telling me he's like, oh yeah, people are gonna really like this. Like he's very proud of his work on that. And listen, I like Mike's stuff a lot. Mike, I've had on my channel like 4 times. He's the guy awesome. I sent my script to issue 2. He was one of those guys. Again, when I mentioned you gotta send your script to people you're afraid of, I sent my issue 2 script to Mike. He's too busy. Probably hasn't gotten to it. But I'm like, oh god, what's he gonna think? Like, but I'm like, you know what? This is good. I want someone who's gonna like. Because I'll send him stuff, even like I send my campaign page. He's like, you need to. It was like when it was in pre-launch. He's like, yeah, you need to fix that wording. That would have flown in the '60s and whatever, but you need to make it more interesting. Here's a list of something I wrote. Great feedback. Mike has been super helpful. Cannot say enough good things about the guy.
Yeah,
awesome.
He's awesome. Not just as a guest, but like obviously he's on Gooding. But then he also does things like this. So I know you can't see that well, but this is Justin Bellman's Smokes the Fox. Yeah. So and he
I haven't read
the
that
mentality of like take everything seriously. And you read Smokes the Fox. I thought it was just going to be like dumb jokes the whole time. No, it's a serious story. Like it's got a couple jokes in there, but it's like a legit story. And that was kind of surprising about it.
As it should be.
I've read like the first 10 issues of Mike Barron's Punisher. No, first like 13, I think, of Mike Barron's Punisher run.
So good.
Yeah.
What I was getting at,
what's so cool?
Okay.
Sorry, I was just gonna say what's so cool about guys like Barron and Dixon and like Gabe El-Taib and a lot of the guys that are out there is they are more than willing and very happy to find that next generation that's willing to listen. And they're like, no, they're like, I ain't going to be around forever. Here's my information. Take it, run with it, do your thing with it, become successful. Like they're teaching the next generation and they want to teach. And I honestly, like, I will say this, Vaughn, I've got because my generation completely fucked it up. I've got a lot of hope for your generation because I think,
give me some hope, enlighten me, because my generation I don't have hope for at the moment.
I have again. So
some of the millennials are
my
good.
My nephew is around your age. Actually, a bunch of my nieces and nephews are around your age, and because I was like an uncle when I was like 10 years old.
Wow.
And yeah, no, all my brothers and sisters are a lot older than me. But and because like one of my nerdy ass hobbies years ago, and if there was a field close by, I would still go, but I love playing airsoft. It's great exercise. You get to shoot your friends in the face with BB guns, and when you're at an airsoft field, nobody cares if you're 30 or if you're 10. You're just out there to have fun, and I love it. And I have gotten to meet a ton of people that are in your generation, and a lot of the people that I have met, maybe it's just because of the hobbies that I'm into, share a similar mentality to you. Maybe not politically, but they're all looking for that hero story. They're all looking for that drive. They're all looking for that go factor, that thing that gets them up out of the bed in the morning. And I know a lot of people see the absolute dumbassery from your generation.
There's a lot of it.
I'm not saying there's not. I'm not saying there's
every
not.
Generation,
but I've at least been exposed to enough good. I've at least been exposed to enough good Gen Zers that like I'm not like, oh, we're gonna throw the baby out with the bathwater. It's like, okay, there's a few of them. Well, I mean, look at like we've got a good friend here in the community, Jake Calta. I think is almost exactly your age. 365 Infantry.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know
also,
if you've been
filmmaker background too.
Yeah, filmmaker background as well, doing his filmmaking, music production, the whole nine. Like Jake Calta, and he's working with like everybody in the indie space right now. The guy just doesn't quit. But again,
the youngest old fart in the community.
Dude, But again, I do see a lot of that drive from a lot of younger people right now, or at least younger than me. I mean, fuck, I'm only in my 30s, so I'm not over the hill quite yet, but here in a few years I will be. But
I am.
Yeah, Daniel's on the downhill. Daniel's on the downhill of life. We won't talk about that.
I got a good 30 years left in me.
Hell yeah. Maybe the best.
But no, it's interesting to see, and it's interesting to see that the time tested, like, true things out there, like the younger generations are gravitating towards, and again, probably why my kids like, one of my kids' favorite shows to watch. They love watching Demon Slayer and they love watching My Hero Academia.
I haven't seen the latest seasons of those yet, but I've seen a lot of them.
I'm liking what's going on with My Hero Academia. They're just doing that stupid thing where they're like, we have a really successful show. Let's do not what the fucking manga was about. And they're doing that with Demon Slayer. But my kids love it because it's like, oh, it's this really good dude doing this really good thing, wiping out the evil. And all of my kids love it. I wonder why. And it's just time-tested, true freaking principles. And again, you get a lot of the older guys that are like, we'll hand this info off to someone. We just want someone to hand it off to. So when you're sitting there saying that Mike Barron's going to sit down and talk with you guys, like Chuck Dixon came here and, shared just a bunch of information for the younger guys. And like, I mean, it was awesome. And it's really cool to hear that you're making those connections too.
Yeah. No, I it's funny. I started out my career editing this book called Hunter Ninja Bear. I was an assistant editor on this book. And that was Chuck. But I've never Hunter Ninja Bear, but I've never talked to Chuck much. I should reach out. I don't know why. I just haven't reached out to him because I'm like, oh, I'll meet him at a con. I haven't. But I should really reach out and get him on my show. I was honestly afraid to because I'm like, oh, I haven't read it. I've read a lot of his work, but not enough. I thought that's what I thought at the time. Now I'm like, no, I've read plenty. What are you talking about? But
so here's the dirty secret. He's
super open to that. So reach out to him.
Yeah, I should.
I've not read. I know of their work, but I watched all the animated stuff. When I was a kid, reading was a chore for me. I fucking hated reading. I wouldn't even read a comic book. I hated it. But I watched as much of the animated shows as I could. And as YouTube started taking off, people were covering the comics. I've always told people I'm more of a comic book student, right? Because I like research comic books and comic book superheroes the way that people do like ancient Rome, right? So I always tell people like I'm a comic book, like I'm more of a student of it. I've never read any of, up until the last 2 years, I've never read a comic book in my life.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
wow.
dude. Dude, keep in mind, as I have read more books in my adult life than I have since I've been out of high school, because for a long time I hated reading. Now, as a dad, making those changes, like, all right, gotta get better at the reading, show my kids that it's fun to do, and there, and there's a lot of stuff.
He's a hyperactive redneck. He doesn't have time.
I am a fucking redneck, but yeah. So when you're like, oh, I haven't read enough of this guy's stuff, you know what, dude? I haven't read I've
yeah, the thing is,
Dixon.
I know I've read enough. Like Chuck wouldn't care. I know I need to. Yeah, I know. I'm gonna reach out to Chuck. I should, because I actually modeled my writing style kind of after my comic book writing style after I read one of his scripts as I was doing that, and I was like, oh, how does he draw like that? Okay, cool. So I should reach out to Chuck. I really should.
Yeah, my whole point about all this was we were kind of run the gamut, but it's always nice to see the younger generation coming in and getting involved in all this and creating their own works, and just the passion behind it is really cool. There's not a ton of you that I've seen, at least online. Maybe there's more. Maybe you got connections as well, but it's always nice to see the younger generation. It's not like this thing, there's these conversations about like, oh, was this thing going the way of the dinosaurs and stuff? I'm like, no, like there's all these young guys coming up and they're more passionate than we are. And, I got 15, 20 years on you, whatever it is. I'm like, yeah, this is
the
awesome.
Problem is the new generation is being taught that cynicism is good. And there's very few, I feel like, with my mentality, and that needs to change.
Yep. Well, yeah,
most modern writers today are being taught to make everything A, political, B, cynical, that like, oh, maybe like insert whatever is good writing. And I'm like, I don't know if I agree with these. Now, here's the thing. Good writing is good writing. But,
Correct.
Yeah,
Well, there is grammatically correct writing, and then there is good writing.
Yes.
And there is a very big difference because I have read things that have not good grammar, not good punctuation. But guess what? The character's fun, story's fun. I love it. I dig it. People play around with the English language a little bit, and it's fun.
Well, I'm not even talking just grammar. Like there's objective story structures, there's the hero's journey, there's pacing. And sometimes you read stuff where it's like, this is on those technical levels, it's well written, but I just don't care, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah.
But
Tom says it right. There's good writing and then there's good storytelling.
That being said, people do need to learn that stuff, those technical things.
Yes.
You know, I use the hero's journey in my writing to make sure my first issue covered it. It's like a journey within a journey, but there's also the journey itself, you know?
Yeah. But there's nothing wrong with that. God, the one thing I hate people like, well, are you tired of tropes? No. Well, my story doesn't follow any of the classic tropes. I'm like, oh, okay, so it's going to suck.
Yeah, they exist for a reason. People are like, you can't have damsel in distress. I'm like, so you can't have a woman in danger? What?
Right?
Yeah.
You need to have characters in danger, period, first of all.
Yeah.
Yep.
Second of all, there's so many great. How would you like? At what point is a character a damsel in distress? Like,
yeah.
When they're overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Help me. That's one.
No, seriously, that is how it works. The damsel in distress was overwhelmed.
Mm-hmm.
The circumstances were beyond their individual control. The whole purpose of the concept was to show that people can overcome adversities together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, and you know, we touched on Superman a little while back. It's like, you know, everybody was like, oh, well, you know, Lois Lane's a strong, independent woman, and why did Superman have to go protect her? And I'm like, you dumb sons of bitches. That was the one person on planet Earth that Superman would have, was like, no, I care about this woman so much that I, as Superman, am going to have to make the tough choice, and I am going to choose her because guess what? Sometimes, I don't know if you've heard this, men and women will choose a person in their lives that are more important than everybody else on the fucking planet. There's
no such thing as pair bonding. Shut up.
This really new fucking thing. I just heard about it on like the Joe Rogan show.
It's never happened before.
Like, I discovered it watching Jordan Peterson.
In your damn room.
Bucko, put away that lobster. Clean your lobster.
Welcome to the Muppet Show. Yay!
Oh shit! But no, it's just I don't understand why. Like people, they just it is first level thinkers. People just don't think. They get that first thought in their head, and that's it. Bam! It's just that. Mm-hmm. That's what that solidifies their whole belief. And like, did you ask why? Like when you were talking very early on in the show, you're like, wait, why do I believe this? Why am I standing up for this? Why do I want to do this? It's just like, wow, somebody who actually asks himself, wait, why am I saying this? Huh?
That, you have to. You have to ask your character. You have to interrogate your character. Why is my character making this choice? Why is this happening? Why am I? You know, you have to keep asking these questions.
Well, but it's like, but if you can't, and I feel like you're the type of person that does that with yourself. Mm-hmm. Because there's no way you could do that as a writer if you didn't do it as a person.
Yeah.
Correct.
Oh yeah.
Like you can't. It's like, why did I make this choice? Why do I have this belief that got me into an argument today, and why did I double down on it?
Not to get super serious, but self-reflection is hard because it contradicts the ego.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's the people that are incapable of self-reflection are people that like they want to not just be perfect, be seen as perfect, and they're incapable of confronting problems within themselves, right? So like if someone I respect has an issue with me, or one of the things, if I have a belief, right, and I'm like, you have to accept the possibility that you're wrong. The possibility.
Yes. But I'm not wrong.
And then if you check, and you're still proven right, that's fine. Now, if you're not even willing to accept the possibility that you could be wrong about something, that's a red flag.
Correct.
If you're not willing to, like, if I'm like, this person, I'm having issues with this person. Let me try talking to them. Well, generally, if they're not willing to have a conversation, you're like,
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's weird to meet people like that. Like the person that I hate, and I have met them, and I have met them across all political spectrums, all different belief systems, all different.
But they're everywhere.
But I meet this particular person that I'm talking about. I meet the most as like the rednecks, right? The guy that I've been the same way since I was in high school, and I'm like, that's not a good thing. And I have actually said that to people. They're like, I've been this way since I was in high school and I'm never going to change. I'm like, that you realize that's not a good thing, right? And they look at me because nobody has ever said that to them. And they're like 50.
They were really cool in high school.
Steadfast is an admirable trait.
It can be. It can be admirable. But
no, well, there's a difference between steadfast and stubborn.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
Got the editor in here to be like, hang on.
Yeah. Oh, Daniel showed up with his dictionary tonight.
Yeah.
Oh God, no, but it's so true. It's just
this is the dictionary.
But no, and it's just one of those things. It's like it's refreshing to just hear people. So do you think the resurgence of the hero's journey, the hero stories are you think they're coming back? You think there's enough of that out there?
Oh, I'll make sure I can do my part. But as for other people, we'll see. I hope so. But here's the thing.
Battle.
Yeah.
But isn't that what the hero's journey is?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It is 100%.
Correct.
Right? It's
I love how Daniel did that. He was like, I'm gonna do the thing.
He made the layup. He gave me the layup.
Dude, I feel
Keep that up
like
for
the
me.
Leonardo DiCaprio me. I was like, whoa.
It's true. It's that's what it is. I think. But if you're asking, is it coming back? I hope so. But we will see. I could tell you I've seen examples of it. But the problem is, I'll be honest, I don't like, especially with mainstream superheroes.
Oh no, I think it's gone there. I think it's gone in Western
I think it'll
mainstream.
come in spurts, and people will keep coming back for bits, and only to get slapped away again. It'll keep happening over and over and over again.
A lot of people are losing it about the Ultimate Spider-Man. He and Mary Jane are married and they have kids, and apparently it's selling gangbusters. And I'm just like, I don't trust it. I almost went out and bought it when everybody lost.
I bought it. I haven't read it yet.
I almost went out and bought it, and I was like, nope. I was like, Royce, I'm gonna wait. I'm just gonna wait and see, because if I buy it and I get invested and all of a sudden I'm 10 issues in and they're like, oh, hey, rug pull. And it's like, oh, yeah, don't want to be a
rug pulls. Oh, my God. I'm so sick of that.
Yeah, that's dope.
Batman Caped Crusader.
You know what surprises me more than a rug pull is there's no rug pull.
Right.
Like, genuinely, like, what would surprise me most about like upcoming superhero movies? If they actually just like did the comics. That would be the biggest rug pull, because people go, ha, you were expecting it to be like the comics. No, actually, I wasn't. I was expecting you to betray the source material, and you did. Congrats. You really shocked me there.
Yeah, it's
How novel.
Yeah, wow, you really got me.
We didn't subvert your expectations.
You paid for
We've never seen that before.
You paid for an adaptation of the product, and you expected it? Loser. Like, yeah, I did. You really got me, dude. Wow.
Yeah. That's
it's like, all right, I'm selling Phenomenova, so it's actually extremely nihilistic. All the pages that I showed,
it totally looks nihilistic.
You're getting a completely different book. Gotcha, but it's subversive.
It's yeah.
Okay.
Oh fuck.
It's not like a magic trick. Like, that's not.
Ta-da.
You got with 65 pages. It's actually 12. Subversive. I subverted your expectations, though.
Yeah, dude, I
so brave, so courageous,
so brave, yes,
stunning and brave.
Do we have awards? Is there an award we can hand off to this fella?
Right.
We need awards.
We don't have an IAK award. I don't think I would ever do.
You know what?
IAK
I'm
award.
subverting your expectations. I'm not even finishing the book.
I'm not even.
That's not subverting expectations. People kind of assume that these days, unfortunately.
Oh yeah, no, that's true. No, be out.
The IAK award should be a bronze version of Justin's wooden hand.
Just the.
Yep.
Oh god, just a thumbs
It's a
up.
great hand. Yeah, it's nice.
Yep.
Like you did it. You.
You
I
did
made
the
it.
thing.
I cut it
Congratulations.
There was a tree in my backyard. I cut it down by hand using nothing but a plastic spork.
Whoa, nice.
The way I did,
man.
whittled away, thinking about the past.
Did you walk 10 miles uphill in the snow to get what you
Ways.
needed?
Just like
Yeah,
the head.
both ways.
All three ways. You didn't know
All
that. There's
three.
a third way.
There's-
There's a. I don't. Yeah.
Yes.
there's-
And while
The
you were
third
up
way-
there, you had to fight a tiger barehanded because it was trying to steal your lunch.
That's right.
Yeah, and then he had to go. He had to go get Papa
No
a
shoes.
fucking brick of nicotine and some booze on the way home for a nickel.
You have to, yeah. For a nickel, I mean, you can't
Hero
pass it up.
Darky Dark came up with a great storyline. Hero Darky Dark probably did a good story.
Oh yeah.
Have you read Relentlessly Bullied?
Oh yeah, I had him on my
Dude.
channel, and then he's a day one backer of mine too.
Oh no shit,
Nice.
dude! I had him.
That's the way,
His
man.
book.
That's the way.
So we booked him for the show, and Relentlessly Bullied Hero arrived at my house on Tuesday before we had him on the show. And I was like, oh, this worked out perfect.
Oh yeah, must be
And
nice when things work out. My power
yeah,
is
You went
no,
to
when you're
human.
it's awesome. I
doorstep.
love it when it happens like that. It doesn't happen on this show dude.
No.
I fucking love his book so much. I have
was
flat out
good.
said this. It is, and I know a lot of people might be like,
No, really?
it's my favorite indie thing that I've read.
All right, Hero Darky Dark, I have to beat you, dude. I'm sorry.
Hey, there we go.
I have to take that. I know you're really riding that high. Oh, it's his favorite book. That's fine.
So
We'll let it be your favorite for like a month or so.
dude,
Hero Darky
there's
Dark
a
needs to
common
be
joke on
arrested
the
for
channel, so-
jaywalking.
there's a
Just make up false charges. No. Yeah, that's the thing. You got to spite. You don't lift up other indie creators. What are you, crazy?
Yeah.
I
stop
have to
doing that.
destroy this man's life now. I'm kidding.
Oh my god, I want to watch you guys. I need to see just an all.
I can. I like him, dude.
Write
Yeah,
a
just
scene
go to-
where two
just go to
beat cops
Twitter
are
and
like
you two just
frisking
start-
him and he's got the
Make a- yeah,
costume
Hero
on.
Darky
and
Dark. You want to
And
make
then,
a
like make
background.
and then like
I
just for
didn't
like
notice.
2 months and just go to war with each other and
dude,
then
make
get
up,
all your people.
Dude, we should do it.
And then
Make
you
up
guys
fake
just
beef.
do a stream and you're like, guys, we were just fucking with you. We love it. But all of you guys got in on it and thought that we fucking hated it and just trolled the. That's
Dude,
a
that'd
good way
be
to
great,
lose.
man. Dude, just
would
make
be
up
fun.
fake beef, but like we have to make it whatever actual beef is going on. We have to like one up it. Make up
God.
like leak fake DMs. Do make up.
Spend 5 hours calling each other gay like everybody else does on the internet.
Well, yeah, no, we got to get more creative. I
That's
don't
just
know.
like what my chat does, dude. Does.
Oh, it's already started. He's talking trash in the chat. I love it. I love it.
Oh god, I'm not losing
Yeah.
it to a baby fan. Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh dude, it's so fucking fun. I will say this, the indie creator space gets fucking
There you go.
nuts.
This track. Oh, you already win. I'm not
Oh,
doing
Cam's
a
a
diss
diss track.
track.
Oh shit. I'm not doing it. He's
But
like, nah,
indie
I'm not.
comics, it's nuts, dude. Yeah, it's crazy. But listen,
I-
I'm getting my backers. I'm making my money. It's going well.
I cannot figure it out either. Like well, actually, I can. It is okay, and it finally clicked in my head a few months ago. Is that all of these indie comics guys were Marvel and DC fans forever and like warring with each other online about who the favorite character is, and now they're all making their own shit, and it's 30 years of just going to war with the other guy, like, and they just can't kick the habit. Like,
Yeah, I don't know. So dumb.
I don't know. Dude, that's the only thing that makes sense in my head. I cannot figure it out. I'm like, I'm not saying that everybody needs to do this kumbaya. And people, and you know what the dumb fucking thing that bothers me so much is everybody's like, well, but there's only so much audience, and like people, I'm like, you guys realize motherfuckers used to go every single Wednesday and spend hundreds of dollars every week on books, right?
Yeah.
Like Yeah, and here's the thing. I
now
never
you spend
did
that
that
on groceries.
But I know that people did that stuff, and now people are like, well, but there's only so many people out there, and if you don't, point out the bad guy, it's like, what the fuck are you talking about, man? If they like your shit, they'll buy it. If it sucks, it fucking sucks. Like, I mean, that's just kind of how the cookie crumbled. Which, by the way, I hope your book doesn't suck.
Yeah, I hope so too, because that was one of the things. I knew I was like building an audience. I'm like, is it good? Sending it out to people, sending it out to people, sending it out to people. Putting your heart and soul into it, making sure your ideas are clear to other people. Give your book to people who will give you feedback. And I'll even ask, like, my letter, I'll be like, all right, is this good? Dude, yeah, it's really good. You sure? Yeah, I'm a writer. I know. Like, asking people for honest opinion. Like, earlier today, I was asking, like my assistant editor, I was like, what are your thoughts on issue 2 script? Sending it to people you respect. And obviously, you don't want to just be someone that's looking for approval from everybody, right? But, I'm going to do something that resonates. And I think it's
until you get the make it darker comments.
Oh, fuck.
Listen, it's their opinion. But I think there's feedback like you'll get where it's like, yeah, I liked it, but it would have been better if it was this. I'm like, you just came up with a difference. That's not this. This is the story I'm writing, man. You're just
a whole different story.
Here's the story, but like, what if it was my story instead? Like that. Okay, then just write your own, dude.
Yeah.
Like that kind of feedback is not helpful.
Oh no,
True.
No, the feedback that's helpful for writers is, hey, so when I was reading this plot point was a little confusing, not quite sure why that happened.
Yeah.
And then people go, oh, well, this happened earlier. Oh, cool. Yeah, make that connection in the book because I didn't get that.
Yeah.
Shit like that is really fucking helpful. It's like, I mean, like this guy, like your character,
that takes too much time out of people's busy schedules watching shorts.
I hate you so much right now, Daniel.
Yeah,
dude, the internet is splitting into two things because I am watching it's crazy. The internet is splitting into people like me. I sat down. I got home today and I sat down and I watched an hour-long video from one of my favorite history creators. And just totally enamored with it because I love, like, my favorite videos to watch is like, oh, if it's like 20 minutes and longer, let's fucking go, right? It is splitting into people who like long form content and YouTube. If you're making long form shit and you hit the keywords right and you make a good thumbnail, that's what I've learned. If your title's gonna get you the impressions. Your thumbnail's got to be clickable as fuck. I saw it on this last video that I did, and I did not do the thumbnail well, and that's what the analytics.
I'm not great with thumbnails.
I fucking suck at them, dude. I am getting better. What I'm learning is because I suck at them, I'm like, okay, I need to be really fucking simple and make the words on the thumbnail catchphrasey enough.
Picture and then all text.
Yeah, it's bad. So, but here's what I'm learning:
7 paragraphs crammed into the right-hand side of the screen.
The internet is going into people who will watch a 1-minute short or a TikTok or whatever,
or video essays. Yeah, not 10-minute videos.
Yeah, no, like the 10-minute video guys like me, like we're out. So like even I'm getting to a point where like, fuck, dude, I'm gonna have to figure out how to start because I have trained myself from years of just trying to work on YouTube and failing at it to be like, okay, get everything out in like 10 minutes because people don't like it longer than 10 minutes. No, fuck that shit. People want 20, 30, 40, 50, an hour long. People want that long form or
it's because they're not actually listening.
No, but they be guys like me. Like they put it on because a lot of people have like YouTube Premium and stuff like that. They put it on. They listen to it in the background. They listen to it while they're driving.
Exactly what I'm saying.
No, but if you're commuting, man, it's just you.
Yeah, but it's just a radio.
You're kind of listening.
No, I'm not. It's not. I'm kind of listening. I'm actively listening. Like, I mean,
listening.
But again, I think that's where the content style stuff is really going. Is you're either YouTube wants you to stay on the platform longer. Right? Mm-hmm. And there are two things that keep you on the platform longer, and it's not 10 minutes videos. It's really long form content or really short form content that just sends you into the death scroll?
My shorts have been popping off, dude. Yeah, that's the thing. My 2-hour, my video essay, I thought it was a good thumbnail. But here's the thing. I mean,
okay, send me your YouTube channel. I want to see the thumbnail.
And I have some bad thumbnails. I have some.
Oh, dude, I've got some
thumbnails.
Fucking terrible. You
should.
All right,
ready? You know what? Yeah, you want to do a live review of my channel?
Yes.
All right, here we go. First of all, I've been on YouTube for.
Justin, stop being gay in the chat.
What?
The worst part about my channel is that my most viewed videos are from 11 years ago when I had a squeaker voice.
Shit.
But I keep them up.
Fucking squeaker voice.
We don't need to go through those. They're not. They're pretty bad.
I had 2 videos do well for the channel last week, and I was like, okay, cool. Like that thumbnail worked, and then I did a thumbnail that absolutely did not work. I totally fucking changed it like 2 days later. But I actually so real quick, super nerd talk because I don't get to talk about this with anybody fucking ever, and nobody understands it. Okay, so the YouTube algorithm. Okay. All right, and I want to get this out as quickly as possible because I want to go into his videos and stuff. Okay, so the YouTube algorithm works in a couple of different stages, right? And those stages are what it's going to do is it's going to test your video and your thumbnail with your audience, right? So it's going to get the keywords. The keywords in your title are what's really going to boost that thing, and it's going to give it impressions because those are people searching for it, okay? The thumbnail is what's going to get the clicks. What it's going to do is you're going to get about 12 hours where it's going to test basically just your audience, right? And what I've noticed is actually, believe it or not, a lot of the videos that do well for me, they're on broader, like different topics. In that first 12 hours, a lot of my subscribers aren't really interested in them. But for some reason, after that 12-hour mark hits, YouTube then goes, okay, cool. We've tested this smaller audience. He got some clicks. We're going to test a slightly larger audience. And then what you'll see is you will either see the click-through rate go up or the impression rate goes up as people are clicking through it and more people are kind of coming in. And then the 24-hour mark is the critical one. The 24-hour mark is, okay, YouTube has decided to push your video, and I saw this on my last video. It's actually a perfect video to go over and talk about it because it at the 24-hour mark, YouTube is going to either make the third push to do a wider audience or basically just go, okay, nobody clicked on this shit. Nobody fucking likes it. We've already dedicated time to it. We're fucking done. And that is exactly what happened with my last video versus what happened with the video before that. And it seems to go in 12-hour increments. And what it's doing is the YouTube algorithm is driven by people. The YouTube algorithm isn't the driver. People are. And people are saying, I want to watch this. I want to see this. I want to watch X thing about thing. And I'm going to type this stuff in. And the YouTube algorithm goes, okay, I'm just going to go grab videos from all over YouTube and I'm going to put them in front of you. And you're going to click on it. And what YouTube will do is it will grab multiple videos that you like of the same fucking topic, put those 2 thumbnails in front of you, and basically you're now being like tested. And it's like, oh, you clicked this one instead of that one, which means this video does better. People are driving the algorithm. And so what I am starting to learn is, oh, I need to stop trying to make thumbnails and titles for a fucking computer program, and I need to start making thumbnails and titles for fucking people.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And this is information that I have been really soaking in for the last like 6 months, and it has been helping. And it just doesn't mean I don't epically fail on some here and there, but I'm getting a little bit better and a little bit better all the time. And these are from guys like Matt Pat from Game Theory. I mean, like that guy fucking knows what he's talking about when it comes to this stuff, you know. And then I watch a bunch of guys from like the Unsubscribed podcast, all of those guys, millions of fucking views every time they put up a video. Why? Because they know what their title, and that's what they talk about all the time. They talk about thumbnail, title, give your audience what they expect. And they're like, yeah, it's not a computer program you're presenting your videos to. It's people. And sorry, I had to nerd out about that because I've been wanting to talk about that. And my ADD took over there. I apologize.
How dare you? How dare you?
Dude, I watched
redneck autism.
I watched the life leave Vaughn's eyes.
No, I was listening to that, dude. I'm thinking about.
I wasn't.
All right. Well, I was. I'm thinking about how do I apply this to.
Dude, it's so fucking crazy. Okay,
because I've been on YouTube for 11 years, and I was most consistent when I was doing my shitty injustice videos.
Yeah,
but they were bad. but I still got views. But because I used the right things, so people must consume product. And the thing is, I used to call my streams like, "Oh, Hangout stream, whatever." And it's like, well, yeah, people search that up.
Yeah, people hate Hangout streams because that shows lack of effort, from what I've heard. Okay, so here's your videos.
Really, I love Hangout streams.
All right. Oh, I see what the issue is with the thumbnail already.
All right, give it to me.
Okay. One, there is, so the words right here are blocking off the main, the actual subject matter of the video. If the subject matter are, clerics, or hashtag clerics, probably shouldn't have done the hashtag. But if it's cleric fans are mad, you're basically
Clarith.
Whatever, Clarith.
Yeah, you.
Sorry, I'm not.
Say it with a lisp.
And now guys, I have played Final Fantasy, okay? No, that's a lie. I played a little bit of Final Fantasy 7 like many, many, many years ago. Like
that was me capitalizing on drama because a lot of shippers got really angry at
Cloud plus Aerith. Is it that hard? Yep. Oh my gosh.
Clara.
Oh, okay.
That
makes sense to me now. Then there's the cosplay thing there. Is that you cosplaying?
Yes.
Yeah, that should be gone.
Okay. Because I thought my upset expression was funny.
No, well, but that's the thing. So you're covering up the subject matter with the words. You've got a weird cosplay thing in there. People were like, well, who the fuck is this cosplayer? I'm not interested in him. I'm not. That's actually one thing. People are like, oh, if you put your face in your thumbnail, only if people give a fuck about you, right?
Gotcha.
Only if people give a fuck about you. And then the red, obviously the red nope circle there could potentially work, but yeah, it looks like there's a lot of information going on here.
Okay. Yeah, I put too much information is my problem, my thumbnails, because I'll be like interviewing someone, and normally most people just put like, you just put a picture of me and my logo, right? I'm like, oh, I got to put like their whole catalog in the thumbnail. And it's like, yeah, but it's cool, but it's not aesthetically.
Yeah, it's tough.
Dude, well, it's like, so I still haven't figured it the fuck out, and I can tell you exactly. Like, I change my thumbnails if my thumbnail or title aren't working after that first 12 hours. So if my click-through rate is good but my impressions are low, I know that I need to change my title. If my click-through rate is shitty but my impressions are good, I have to figure out a new fucking thumbnail, like toot fucking sweet. Because at the 12-hour mark, that algorithm is going to go, okay, we're going to try to expand it. But at the 24-hour mark, it's either going to give you another yes or it's going to give you a no. And that's just what it fucking does. And so, but like, I mean, my thumbnails, I'm any fucking expert on it, but I'm just trying to absorb the information. Not only that, I have actually completely rejiggered my YouTube algorithm, believe it or not. So like this one here, Windbreaker, my title was absolute crap. That got no views. This one here, funny enough, because F you, that's why the Xbox people and the PlayStation people came in on that one. I don't know. I'm going to be honest. I have no idea why this one did well. It's the most popular character in that show, and that's the only reason. But that one did well for my channel with 2,300 views.
What was his name again, by the way?
Mikey. This guy's name is Mikey.
Oh, is it really?
This guy right here, his name, I call him Tamagotchi because he doesn't deserve to be called a name. Yeah, I call him Tamagotchi. But yeah, as you can see, this one here didn't really do that well. I thought this one was going to do well. Absolutely got murdered. This one here did well because controversial topic. Yes, I put my face in it, but a lot of people know that I'm in the comic space and I can comment on that. This one here, popular topic, hid the words behind it. This one here, I left simple, showed off the anime stuff. So what I'm seeing is simple, show off the anime stuff, try to highlight what's in the photo. And I think that's why when I get the stuff that does pop off, this one here did well for my channel. And if I could just get rid of all these ones in here that don't do well, my channel would be doing better. But yeah, like there's a ton here. Like this one,
Power. I have to learn for this stuff. Make better thumbnails. Because often what it is, it's an after day of work. I'm just like, put on a live stream. Let's go. I don't make enough thumbnails. But I do my Vaughn Coleman Presents, and I kind of have a formula that I've just been doing.
Yeah.
For my interviews.
Your thumbnail is your cover art.
I have heard if you don't have a thumbnail, you don't have a video. If you don't have a fire thumbnail, you shouldn't even do the video.
Yeah, my views. So like, I have my Vaughn Coleman Presents series, and I just kind of have a uniform formula for thumbnails. But yeah.
And it's just it's like I've tried it with over on our channel and stuff, and like this channel here, the live stream channel. A lot of like we'll see. Obviously, we see a big spike in viewership. We get really popular names on. Well, you get a popular name on, people are gonna fucking show up. That's easy,
Yeah.
And it's like, well, can we really do a thumbnail and a title and all that that's gonna work with people who are up and comers and stuff like that? And it's like, well, we don't really know. This is a lot of stuff that we talk about behind the scenes. But again, all of that goes into the same stuff that people think about. Well, what do I want my book cover to look like? What do I want? How do I want the title to look like? What font do I want to use on my title? All the stuff that novelists use.
Said that.
Yeah, all that stuff. It's the exact same. It's the same thing, and it sucks. But the difference
it's almost
is
like there's a universal code for success when it comes to production of any kind of content.
It's almost like you should shut the fuck up, old man. Anyway.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. So my thumbnails definitely need work.
And
treat them like comic covers.
I am not saying this to you, so I will show you. Here are the guys who really told me about it and made me. I will show you this real quick, and then we'll get back onto all the fun stuff. But so I watch this every single week. Daniel was here when I watched it. Daniel was here. I was like, nope, this is I missed it yesterday. We're watching it today. This is what
I had fun watching it.
Oh, dude, it's a fucking blast. Okay, this is the Unsubscribed podcast. It's a bunch of gun YouTubers and stuff like that. But look,
they also love White Claw.
Yeah, they drink way too much of that shit.
They do.
But
does Royce. He just won't admit it.
They get like their channel name is like down in the corner. The person they're talking to is always big.
Those are busy thumbnails, but they're clear. Wow, I don't.
Yeah,
I'm not good with graphic design at all.
Fuck, neither am I. But like this one here with Demetrius Johnson, great fucking. But again, one of the best pound for pound UFC fighters of all time. So they put black eyes and cuts and missing teeth because they're basically saying like, if we got into a fight with Demetrius Johnson, he would fuck us up, right? They talked to Killdozer and Conspiracies here, and these guys are they talked with Dean Cain over here. That's definitely an here. Are you familiar with Nerdrotic at all?
Yeah.
Yeah, here it is. Bam, right here. There's Nerdrotic. They talked with him a few months back.
What a face. What's he doing?
That's the thing.
What is he doing? I have to click on it to find out.
Yeah, that's right. Why is he making that face? There's an arrow pointing at his glasses. What is this about?
Yeah, man, my thumbnails are garbage.
Dude, so are mine.
They have a lot of arrows in theirs. Maybe we need more arrows. Red arrows is the move.
Well, but it's
red arrows everywhere.
And just and black.
Oh my god, yeah, every single one.
Actually, one thing they do a lot of times in movie poster design is at the bottom of the artwork, they have that gradient fading up, where they have a dark gradient fading upward, and it just makes the text easier to see and kind of blends everything together. And I don't. Maybe
this is why I hired other people to do my art for me.
They hired other.
Hey, that's fine too.
Dude, if I could
people to do their thumbnails.
If I could hire somebody who I knew would just do fire thumbnails for me like all the time, then the onus would just be on me to come up with a fantastic. Why is there a cat in here?
Speaking of which, on the ADWC Discord, go ahead, Royce. On the ADWC Discord, we are looking for people who are interested in learning SEO and how to make appealing thumbnails to help with the channel.
Nice.
See, I could pretend like I know thumbnails. I've been messing.
You can be like me and not
go on.
I have 11 years of experience doing thumbnails for YouTube. Now they're not good. For most of it, it's been like an image or something.
We'll call you back. We'll reach out to you. We'll let you know.
I do have experience. I haven't improved, but I do have experience.
Did we ever say how long
you finished dealing with Aaron Pussy?
Yeah.
What the fuck did I just come?
Uh-huh.
No, we're cat sitting for my wife's uncle and aunt, and I fucking hate you you guys so much. Actually, the cats were here when you guys were here. They were just locked in the children's room. Sorry, I missed that whole thing. What's going on? I heard something about Discord, and then I was like, I need to get out of here because the cats were
being replaced, Royce.
Yeah,
I was just chilling our hiring for an SEO
Dude, I'm fucking
and
good.
thumbnail
Like
manager.
I legitimately am not gonna lie. There are going to be nights when I just life just doesn't seem to be pumping the brakes. It just keeps accelerating. There are nights when I'm like, I might need to ask somebody to come in, and one of these guys can run the show, but come in and co-host for me.
I'll cosplay as you.
Fuck.
Yeah.
That
gag's already been done.
Oh, it's been done?
Who's cosplayed as me? I don't think
nobody's cosplayed as you. Someone cosplayed as me.
Yeah, somebody cosplayed as you.
That was McCoppin. Yep.
Yeah, it was McCoppin. No, I was gonna say I don't think anybody's cosplayed.
And we have played with the whole concept of the wig on other people.
That's true. Yeah, my hair is called the wig because that was a funny. That's channel lore that we don't need to get into, but yeah. So, but no, dude, I fucking love having you on. When Justin told us, he's like, I've watched him in some interviews, dude. Like, basically, they're like, if we just wind this guy up, we can just let him go.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be a really fun time. No, do you have any idea how nice of a time that is for us as hosts? We're just like, oh, he's just, oh my God, he's just going. It's so nice, dude.
Yeah. Thank you.
Like,
Let
you're
him
excited
cook.
you're excited about your project.
Mm-hmm.
You're building a fucking great project. You have a fantastic trailer. It looks like you got a shit ton of people to work on this with you. My God, I scrolled down to the credits at the end of the Fun My Comic the other day. I was like, how many people does he have?
Yeah.
And dude, you got a bunch of people working on this with you.
Mm-hmm.
You're doing a return to form, which is what we need to do with Western media. You definitely have me interested. And again, just a fun interview. And like one of these days, I'll have to just have you on a live stream. We'll have to meet up again just so we can kind of hang out and kind of shoot the shit, because I feel like because again, we're supposed to be interviewing you. We want to keep your book somewhat centered. We want to get to know you a little bit, and it's a little bit more structured. You are the type of person that if I would have met you prior to doing the barbecue, there's a very good chance I would have invited you over to my house for the barbecue.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. That's awesome.
Because, and there's my wife. Love when nerds find each other. Wow.
Hi,
we are nerds.
Oh, we are. No, it's dude. I think what you're doing with Phenomenova is really great. You're super passionate about it. You're obviously everywhere. People in the chat tonight were like, dude, you're literally on every show that I've been watching lately.
Oh yeah. Well, I've had to, man. I've had to. This is my third show today. You know, I've been just on the grind. I have 4 variant covers and a main cover for my book. And then I don't know if we showed those off real quick.
I can do that.
Yeah, if that's okay.
Yeah. No, absolutely not. Fuck you.
Okay.
How many pages?
Typical response.
Yeah, there's all kinds of cool stuff with this.
Yeah, man.
Dude, we were checking this out the other night, dude. These
so there's the main cover right there. So those are they will be available after the campaign, but you won't have any of the bonuses, and campaign backers obviously get it first. And then the variants are all going to be crowdfunding exclusives. So we've got this first one by Sukesha Ray. And then we've got the second one, which is an homage to the Final Fantasy VII cover.
I love a little bit of the callback to Shazam here. I don't know if you did that intentionally.
It wasn't intentional, but it's cool.
That's just what I got from that one. Obviously, the Final Fantasy, that's really cool.
Mm-hmm. That one is great. And then we got Irene Strakowski did this one.
Oh yeah. Okay. Cool. Nice.
Ugh.
So good. And then
that's Renee Draws, right?
Renee Draws, yeah.
Draws, yeah, dude. Why have we not had her on the show yet?
Renee Dries, actually.
Yeah, she's a good one to reach out to.
Yeah. Why have we not had her on the show yet? Her work is fantastic.
Yeah, she's fiendish. Right?
Yeah, fiendish.
Yeah, fiendish. Yeah, gentlemen, we are slacking.
Mm.
Yeah, and then we got the last one is done by Buzz, who's another friend of mine in the comic industry, one of the funniest guys. Amazing stuff here. Yeah, all these covers came out great. And if you go down to that double page spread of the Fire Dragon, which sent the internet ablaze, when we hit 15K, it's just the next image. That is going to be a free mini print that everyone's going to get. The double page spread with the Fire Dragon.
Dude, that is
yeah. So you're going to get that as a mini print. Everyone who backs it, because that stretch goal is unlocked.
That is. We were checking that out on Wednesday. Well, you saw the show on Wednesday. We were, and I'm glad that you actually checked out the show, because a lot of people don't, and it's a lot of people don't realize. They'll come in to like see if we talk about their stuff, and then they'll bounce. They don't realize like we vote at the end.
Well, I was at the end, so it was easy. I wouldn't have known.
Oh, really?
if you didn't go right into the vote after, I wouldn't have known that you voted. I'll be completely honest with you.
Oh, really?
Well, because you checked out my book and then immediately went into a vote. I'm like, oh, they're voting. That's cool.
Yeah.
But if you had reviewed me first, would have had no idea.
Yeah, no, that's well, that's the shtick of the show I bring on premium members of the Discord, so people who support me. That's kind of like the how you get the ticket to the show, and it also helps me figure out like who we can bring on, because if people are financially invested in backing me, I've got a pretty good idea that they're not going to try to nuke my YouTube channel, but all of us are potential customers. Every one of us are potential customers. We had 40 different projects this last Wednesday. We've had almost, I think my busiest week we had like 60, which was nuts. And people just drop their stuff. Some people leave a link, some people leave a blurb, some people leave a paragraph or two. And we go through and just try to hey, these are the projects. We're going to window shop real quick. And then, there's 4 of us on the panel. Each of us get a vote. What do we want to look deeper into? And then after we go through all of the panel's, choices, we vote for the end of the night to see what won, dude. And I will say this, Phenomenova was the first unanimous vote that the panel has had in months.
Thank you. That's good. You guys have good taste. You know what I like to say? Fellow men of culture.
Real men of genius.
Yeah, oh yeah. That is great. And then we also got our next stretch goal was also unlocked last night. If you scroll down, there is a free, like way down at the bottom. You could,
oh god,
you'll get.
I don't scroll that fast.
Oh my god, look at how much beautiful artwork. By the way, anyway, that's the fan art contest winner. And then if you scroll down further, because I had the chats, they got to choose that, and I was like, "All right, you guys get a trading card from him." Cool. And they got to vote on the character. So if you scroll down to the stretch goals just a little further, I apologize. This one right here, that you're scrolling down to just a little further. Everyone gets that free trading card. It'll be colored.
Oh, cool.
So you get to those 2 things in addition to the comic. But the comic is 65 pages of story. Issue 2 is already in production. I got 3 covers already done for issue 2, and 3 pages of issue 2 have been done. So by the time this book is shipped out, which should be it's almost printer ready, I'm going to start sending it talking to my printer soon. As soon as the book is done with the lettering revisions, all the pages are done. We're just doing some dialogue revisions and grammar revisions. As soon as that's done, we're going to send it to the printer. But the art is done already. My artist is working on issue 2. I want to get this turning around fast, but yeah, we got all the variant covers are limited, and of course you get the goals. So, and if we hit 20K, we will get a trading card of the golden gown, the guy who's the knight. So if we hit 20K, cool. Which we're at 16K now.
That's super
nice.
Cool.
So I want to make sure that, because the fact that this many people have supported me, a nobody, means a lot. This is an unknown IP from an unknown creator, right? It's amazing to me how many people have decided, I'll give this guy my money. He seems trustworthy, great.
Really? You get one shot at a first impression.
Yeah, which is why I kept revising, and I was like, is it good? 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 It needs to be good. And so that's what I did. And I had some people, give me feedback. Some great, like Irene, who did my cover, she gave me some great feedback. Super helpful. And it's been great, man. And the thing is, on the next issues, I'm already think I'm a better writer with my next couple issues. Because there's something about seeing your words and images come to life that inherently makes you better. Because now you have that experience. My artist and I have better synergy. We work faster. We work better now. We have better understanding of he's good at this. I work this. So it was there's growing pains in the beginning, and we work, and it's awesome.
Yeah, that's one thing that I feel like is so tough about this industry is that the first issue, there's so much pressure on it for everyone to.
It's going to be your first impression forever, and it's never going to be your best.
Right. Yeah, and it's not until a few issues in that everybody starts gelling, the writing gets better, the art gets better.
And no matter what, my most read issue is probably going to be my first issue, which is going to be, and I think it's well written, but it's. If my first issue is my best issue ever, my whole career, that would be a travesty, unless I die, then it's okay. Then it could be then it's oh, he had so much potential. That first issue was good. It was his best work. It was his only work, but it was his best work.
God bless America. You're a little dark in this bitch.
But it's been great. It's been great. And like I said, the book is, I'm very upfront, which gives me a chance to promote, and it also gives you a chance to celebrate your victories when you have to promote your victories, when you have to say, this is how far along I've gone. It does force you to take a second and go, this is how far along I've come. Wow. I got it colored. Wow. I unlocked this goal. And so that is one of the good things about promoting your own work is it does force you to take a moment and celebrate your victories.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It also makes you think about all the other stuff you haven't done. And the worst part is when someone else comes on the show and my book is this many pages. And I'm like, oh man. No, but I'm kidding. Because I'm still proud of my book.
It ain't about it's not about how many pages is there. It's how well you do with what you're working with. I can never understand, the idea. It's people are like, well, if I wrote a book, it'd be this really long thing. It's well, do you need that many pages for that story?
Mm-hmm.
What did they say? Yes.
Yeah, I wrote this many pages because I felt this is what this story needed.
And that's what you got to do. And I fucking love it, dude. It looks absolutely fantastic. It looks. Obviously, we loved it on Comic Shop Wednesday. I was really excited that you dropped it in this week. Dude, you've been fucking awesome tonight. Do me a favor, for everybody out there, one last time. Who are you? Where can we find you? And what can we look forward to you from the future?
So my name is Vaughn Coleman. You can find me on YouTube. You can find me on Twitter. You can find me on Instagram. You can find my books, Phenomenova. It's on Indiegogo, and Fund My Comic. And you can also go to RebelOasisStudios.com, join the mailing list. It has a lot of the old stuff on there because I haven't updated it since I launched my campaign. But you could still find the mailing list. And eventually Rebel Oasis Studios will turn into my website where you'll be able to get copies of the main cover, and digital copies will be available later. But I have to make the website, so I got to talk to some people, get that done. But that's what it's been. It's been great. That's where you can find me. I'm almost at 1,000 subscribers. So, and like I said, this book will be out soon. So what can you expect in the future? Issue 1, issue 2, and more. I've written more issues. So as long as I continue success and continue growing at the rate I've been growing, I could keep this running. So,
Awesome. All right. The musical man in the room.
You, sir.
Right. No, I hope so, dude. I hope so. I need to see some of these indie guys that we're doing it. They all need to become anime creators. It's just oh no, your book's really awesome. We'll just throw a gaggle of money at you to make an anime. Let's go.
Yeah.
Gaggles of money. Gaggles. I don't know.
Gaggle. Yeah, I was I kind of went along with it, but I was that is not a phrase that you.
Oh, dude, I use so many. So many words that people are like. Yeah, people are confused and they're like, what? So one of the things that, all right, one of my favorite things to say is when something I really don't like, I'm like, 10 out of 10 would not do again. And they're like, wait, that doesn't make sense because it's a 10 out of 10. I'm like, no, because I'm not grading it as 10 out of 10 something I would do. The grade is what I would not do again. And it's a 10 on that scale. And people are like, no, just no, shut the fuck up. And I'm like, whatever. It makes sense in my head.
Dude, I just got out. So I don't know if you know VK Marion. He's a comic book creator, but he's a fellow Final Fantasy VII fan. He literally, I just get a message, like I just check my phone, or you see it on my screen. He goes, "I just finished Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I have no idea what happened."
Oh, no. You went full Square Enix, didn't they?
So that's the thing you can look forward to. I will be doing a discussion on my YouTube channel about Final Fantasy VII Rebirth probably on Monday. So if you're a fan of that, because that ending, they go, hey, you know how like sometimes like you can understand stories?
Yeah.
Like what if we don't do that? Like what if we make it like, and they openly were like, yeah, we made the ending very ambiguous, so you have to buy the next game. I'm like, are you kidding? Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I had a clear, like there is a clear ending to issue 1. Mm-hmm. I should instead just be like, hey, can you just draw something incomprehensible, and then I'll write some incomprehensible, and I'll be like, sorry.
Your final page is like an exploding chicken.
Yeah,
and you don't explain it at all.
But here's the thing: everybody will be like, "What the fuck is the exploding?" And then here's what you do: is you take that exploding chicken and you put it in the background of just in one panel of a book somewhere, and people are like, "Why the fuck is the chicken exploding?"
Or the
just every book that you do, and they're like,
"Oh, I could do a non-consensual crossover." Like I could basically, I'll be like.
Non-consensual. That's the best kind of consensual.
You know, like there's a character in the background of the final page, and then the creator's like, "Hey, I didn't say you could put that there." I'm like, "It's already printed."
It's already printed.
The old do it and wait. Yeah. Do it and wait.
I'll just put like a bunch of other people's like characters in there. And they'll be like, "Oh, the team up next issue," and they'll be like, "Sorry, man, 300 people backed it. They want this. They want the team up."
And the next issue,
it's gonna happen.
Pretends that page didn't happen. Just continues the story like, "What the?"
Dude, I like force myself. I'll be like, "I can't believe this guy was so kind of me, so incredibly kind and cool to let me use his character." He would be a total asshole if he didn't. And they're just like messaging me. It's like they have to put a nice face on social media. Like, yeah, it was really, and I'm glad you could use it.
I'm so privileged.
This is DMing you in the background. You little fuck. You need to stop doing this shit right now.
Fine, just with a different character.
All right. Oh, Mr. Everly Music, where can we find you? What do you do, good sir?
Well, I am Justin, but I make the music under the band name Everly. You can find my music on all streaming platforms. I got 3 instrumental chiptune rock albums, and my newest stuff is more like straightforward yet accessible metal. It's heavy at times, it's melodic at times. Give me a spin if that sounds interesting at all, and if it doesn't, send it to a friend. I'm also co-host of the Iron Seas Tuesday nights with Mr. Bat Sauce, the Ultimate Kahuna, AC Pritchard. And basically on the show, we watch films, we discuss storytelling, writing, fighting, and we just have a good time. So that's my spiel, and a million thanks to our guest tonight. Thank you, Mr. Coleman. Appreciate it. And hail the chat, as always.
Mr. Daniel P. Riley. What do you do?
Always
where can we find you?
Chat.
Oh, no, stop doing that. They're miscreants and delinquents.
Hell chat.
Yes, that's the best kind of people.
No, we forgot to tell Vaughn Coleman, don't associate with my chat. They're all miscreants and delinquents. They're every one of them.
That's where I came from.
Yeah, fuck you, chat.
Love the chat.
Yeah, this disowning your own audience. That's a great tactic.
It's a bold strategy.
It's a love-hate thing that we got going on. They love to hate me, and yeah.
They don't hate you. They just think you're gay.
Daniel, where can we find you? What do you do, good sir?
I am Daniel P. Riley of whimsyland.org, literary coaching and services. I help plenty of creators and you, if you reach out to me, create the very best content and product you can make through various means like editing, formatting, proofing. I do it all, even consulting. And as you can see at the bottom there, gsidibooks.com is my currently pushed, I guess, shilled website. All things G Sidai, which is my cyberpunk samurai story series that I've been working on for years now. Yes, Justin has one of the comics there. The issue number 2 campaign on Fund My Comic ends on Monday the 5th. Coincidentally or not, the books through Amazon go on sale for 99 cents on that day all through the week.
That's awesome, dude. Awesome. That makes me so happy. I have your books upstairs. Actually, your books are in the bookshelves upstairs.
Yes.
Awesome. All right, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Royce. I am a Drink with Crazy. Go watch me on YouTube. I talk about things. Mostly I'm condensing too many broad topics. We're talking about like video game industry shit right now. And then like anime. People seem to love the anime. That's probably going to stick around. Talking about Code Geass this week. My God, that was a show. Now I have to go binge watch Death Note so I can talk about that. And hopefully you guys' recommendations stop sucking eventually. But you know what? Until then, we're going to play the outro. Thank you so much for being here, everybody.
He does not actually drink on stream, but he is crazy.
Yeah, that's why I was drinking. I
started with iced tea. I needed the caffeine. I went to Busch Light.
Yes, because of the lighting, Herman. Thank you.
Yeah, it's the lighting. Yeah. Oh, and by the way, I forgot to say this. This is our shtick. Yes, the outro music is playing, but feel free to riff all you want. Yeah, I know the mic is hot, Herman.
Go to bed, Hedge.
It's been like this for like 2 years, bro. Like oh my gosh, dude, we're almost nearing the 2-year anniversary of this show this year. Wow.
I know.
It's gonna be fun. What are we gonna do?
Garham, his taste will never stop fucking.
Yeah, no.
Because he's gay.
I mean, I hang out with you guys, so there's,
Touche, sir. Touche.
Touche. Come on, dude. You're going to give me a slow pitch down the center. Are you kidding me?
Always.
Oh, man.
Good night, Maji-chan.
Good night, guys. And Vaughn, dude, it was awesome to meet you.
It was great meeting you too, guys. Thank you so much for having me on. It's been a great time.
Phenomenova, people.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
I heard it's pretty good.
Dude, I love that fucking name.
Me
Don't
too.
tell me. I don't say it. People tell me.
It was a controversial choice.
That's ever been written.
It was a controversial choice, but people have learned to love it, including myself.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so much for tuning in to Iron Age Nights. I look forward to seeing you all next time. And as always, cheers, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
God bless.
Oy.